right? Okay, I get it. I'm nobody. I ain't got no. Then you put your foot over into the air Labiquita community. You don't invite me to the shit with the Labiquita. You don't say nothing about me. And what's so crazy about y'all over there at the BET is y'all will start writing articles about me. You will write articles, 10 LGBTQ people you should know, 15 LGBTQIA activists, advocates, and stars you should know, 20, and I'm number one, I either be number 1 through 5, 2 through 7. And you never invite me to, I don't even get an invitation. I don't even get a letter, nothing. I don't get a letter. I don't get a piece of paper. You don't even ask me to. Let me tell you something. Let me lean up. Oh, they said we got an invite today? Oh, okay. Finally. 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 Finally, we done got an invite. So, even glad invite me. Even glad invite me. Sometimes. Sometimes. I'm like, shit. How many motherfucking trainees? How many motherfucking trainees that live on the United States of the earth? How many trainees that live on the United States of the earth that's loud and color like me for this long? For this long. For this long. A lot of them people that they be calling names of, them people learn how to do the things that they do on the internet from me. From me. And I just sit back with my eyes like this and just be looking. But it's okay. That's why me and Lee Daniels got that thing coming. With me and Lee Daniels, y'all are gonna gag. You're gonna gag when that stuff is finished with me and Lee Daniels, honey. You're gonna gag. Gag. You're gonna gag. Because I'm gonna address all of it. I'm gonna address all the things that can happen to me in my life and on my journey as a TA. I want y'all to know that I'm black like that, right? I want y'all to know I'm black like that. But being black like that, the most fucked up shit that you could feel is when you being black like that and your own color folks be just doing you some kind of way. Or you feel some kind of way like, golly, damn, really? Really? They say it must be hurtful to be snubbed. Sometimes it do. A lot of times it do. And you know they do that shit too? They do it to RuPaul. I watched RuPaul. They do the same thing to RuPaul. And if it wasn't for RuPaul, a lot of shit that we doing right now wouldn't even exist, wouldn't even happen, wouldn't even be going on. If it wasn't for the mother, then they do it to her. They do it to her too. I'd be like, God, it's fucked up. She got the most awarded. RuPaul's Drag Race is the most Emmy awarded competition program in history. This lady done broke all kind of barriers. I'd be like, but you know when I talk to her and I ask her how she feel about that shit, you know what she tell me? You know what she tell me? Man, fuck all that shit. Madison, I'm rich. I get the money. Fuck all that. Fuck that. And I think what tends to happen is when you become uber successful, and Uber in the place, they think you done forgot where you come from. And people are always telling you, don't forget where you come from. It's like, bitch, I'm never gonna forget where I come from because this is why I work like I do, so I don't never have to go there. This is why I don't never, I don't never have to go there. I never want to go back. If you don't let me in, I'm gonna build a motherfucking tent outside and I'm gonna play my music loud, bitch. You gotta look up your balcony and hear me. You know? Anyway. What's on the menu? I need to scan the menu over there and see if they can bring me a hamburger. Oh, wait a minute. The last time I was out the country, bitch, I had ate some kind of ham. Ate something, that shit had gave me E. coli and the yeast infection. I got to be careful. Excuse me. Excuse me. Can y'all bring me some a golden, black pepper, salt, real ketchup, real mustard? Bring me a hot plate in here. I cook my own shit. And bring me some bottled water. Let me wash the chicken off. I fry it myself. Bring me some white lily flowers. Yeah, bitch, I had got a yeast infection, bitch. Babe, I had got a yeast infection. I had showed G. I said, G, look at all this. My titties had got all tore all up under her leg. The doctor said, man, you got a yeast. I said, girl, they had told me up over here in Columbia. Told me up. They had told me up in Columbia, bitch. You say, come to what that sign is right there, Kayakor. What's that sign? I don't know what that sign is. What's that sign? What kind of flag is that? Yeah, I did have a yeast infection. I finally know what it feels like to be a woman. I had a motherfucking yeast infection. They gave me some damn anti-fungal. Oh, that's Brazil. Oh. Mama, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you, Mama. Hush up, man. Hush up. Y'all get y'all tickets, too, for Florida being down there. You said you jealous because of G. That's the kind of man you want. You know what? I'm gonna protect my friend's integrity. I ain't got nothing to say about G. I love G. I love my friend. I love him. I love my friend. My friend's still a man, though.
You would.
But he stuck me in my back with that motherfucking head. Can't give you too much information, but I can tell you this. We have been vetting writers for a very long time. Bringing us like this to life. But we have been vetting writers. We found a very prominent, very genius black writer. She be in the comments sometimes. I be chatting with my girl, and y'all don't even know I be chatting with her. We found a very brilliant writer. We vetted a few writers, and the studio had to like it, and we have to like it. But this writer, she's a genius. I love her. I love the way that she's gonna take my story and take it to a different place. I love it for her, and so I love it. I love that. So we had to get the writers right. This got to be a black story. He said, no, we can't use Craig. So you can't use Craig. Craig will be in there trying to write himself in every scene now. Can't use Craig. can write a book. I wrote a book, and that's why we got to buy it. I wrote a book, and I also wrote a manuscript that I haven't let y'all see. I have wrote a manuscript and stuff like that. And so I wrote that. I had been writing it for a while, talking about the things, you know. And so, because me and Lee had a great relationship with each other, I brought it to him first. I wanted him to be the first person to look at it. And when he looked at it, he was just like, wow. And then when he took it to the studios, whatever the studios was like, wow. And that's how we got in the relationship that we in, and that's where we are. So we'll see. It may take a year. It may take another year. It may take 2. But it's coming. You know, the studio wants to do it right. They want to do it correctly. I'm just happy that it's being done. Mm-hmm. You said, is a trans woman going to play me? I would like that. I'd like the person who can embody, yes, because there's only one. I'm significantly, intricately placed on this earth to be one of one. So I'm only one. And because I'm definitely going to be a part of the process of watching and seeing who I'd like to be, you know, who I'd like to do me. It's going to be several different Madisons. You know, you got to start out with the young me, then the middle me. It's going to be one of them going to definitely have to be a boy, because you know how hoes love to scream out, "Bitch, you a man." So we going to get a boy. You say you don't want to see no cisgender woman playing me? I don't know. I want an actress that's going to embody me. That's what I want.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. When we get to that area, that phase of it, I wanna see who's gonna do it, who can do it, because it's not just a biopic. It's a series. That's what y'all don't get. It's gonna be a series, episodic. Who will play Miss Mary? Miss Mary has been in different areas in her life too.
I don't know.
Let's see. Who is this? Imani Brooks? Hold on, let's talk to Imani. I want to talk to Imani. Imani, why did you decline? I want to talk to you. Imani, come here. Bring your beautiful face up here. You got a pretty picture. Come up here, let's talk. Imani, come. Imani, what's going on? Imani, please, come up here. You are so beautiful in your avatar. We want to talk to you. Imani. 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 Don't leave us. Imani. 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 Oh, man. I really wanted to talk to you. I want to talk. I really want to talk. I had alcohol in my system. I really want to talk to you. I ain't even going to disrespect you, Imani. I just want to talk to you. Imani, we not, come outside. We just want to talk to you. Imani, come outside. Hey, Imani, we want to talk to you. We want to talk. Why do you keep declining everybody? We want to talk to you, girl. I just want to tell you how beautiful you are in your avatar. I want to thank God and congratulate you on you being born a woman with a soft voice. I want to congratulate you on your ability to have children. I want to congratulate you on you being able to walk outside and your privilege as a real woman and be loved on by men publicly and stuff. I just want to congratulate you because somebody needs to tell you how loved you are. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to tell you, Imani, come on, girl. Because we ain't got no pressure. Listen, we ain't got no pressure. Come on. Let's go put the time up there. Vocalize how you feel about it. To me, come on. I want to hear you out. I want to talk about how beautiful and special your skin is and your avatar picture. Come on. There's no reason to, yeah. She told me I was born again. I got a man voice. I died again. I look like a man. She told me. So I want to congratulate her on all of her beauty and all of her success as being a woman and all of the things. We want to congratulate her. We not going to jump you, girl. Come on. You can get time. You can get time. Why you? Let me tell you this. I'm gonna say, you got my other phone that you can log in and give her a friend request so that we can be friends, and she can come up here and tell me how she really feel about me. Because I was just talking about, I wasn't even talking about me being a real woman. I just was talking about my biography because she came on here and said, born a man, gonna die a man. And so I just want her to tell me as a real woman that is so beautiful with all the abilities that she has as a woman to, really give this. We gotta highlight these people, kind of, it's all the keep saying all these things. We got to make sure that these people get the they get a chance to voice their concerns and opinions about me. Like I'm over here, and I want to hear what she got to say. I want to hear what she got to say. Come on, Imani. Right now, you kidding us. I already put some lip gloss on there. But you ain't got to do all that. You're a real woman. Beautiful. I know this. Come on, Imani. Stop me while I'm sitting here looking over my views of Puerto Vallarta. And laying on my bed, having tequila and stuff, being flown first class, you know, being flown first class. And one of the things that I love to do in my life. Let's talk about what's going on with your life. Let's talk about what you got going on. So that we can send blessings to you and your children. See, money, money don't do this now. I don't get why she's unable to join. Why she don't want to join? Yeah, yeah. Oh man, money. We were so hoping that we can really hear from you. Oh, God, it is. I was so looking forward to talking to you. I'm not going to cuss. You know, I wasn't even going to cuss and insult you or nothing. I was just going to let you tell me how you feel about me because maybe you want to know me. You want to know me or something. I ain't got to do nothing to you. You'll be a man. You will sound like a man, being a man.
Yeah, I'm not doing this again.
Buddy. Buddy.
All right.
Amen about it. Do you think Clarissa? You think Clarissa hit her? They might just be on her side. Maybe they ain't trying to feed her. All right.
Yes, yes, I understand. Of course, Senora. I'm lucky to work in these tough times. I do not know, Senora, but I will try and think of some. Oh, yes, good hard workers. Careful. Thank you, Senora. Just as I do. We do not need people like him around.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hola, me gustaría hablar con el diputado. ¿Cómo que está ocupado? Pues para reducir los impuestos de los ricos, sí que tienen tiempo. ¡Ay, madre! Oye, ¿fuiste por lo que te pedí?
Okay. I'm back. Oh, no indeed. Okay.
Hello?
Oh,
How are you, Daddy? I'm so sorry. She's such a bitch. You are too good for her, honestly.
No, I won't tell her you're working late again tonight. Because I'm not sure helping you philander is really within the purview of my job. No, no, Mr. Dawson, I suppose finding another job would not be terribly easy. Okay, don't forget your dog filing.
We should chill sometime.
Well, that didn't work the way I thought it was going to work.
Hello? What's going on, my dude? I've got to get you the number of that headshot guy. Orale! Yo, what's up with that? That shit was cool. So what if he was making a little money on the side? I mean, we all gotta make it easy.
Court judges that are being selectively shopped by people who oppose the president trying to issue nation.
All right. Box all the damn time. You are easy to find. And so if you are anybody visible, it could put you in a situation where some crazy person on the other side could start doing things that are more covert, that are more clandestine and not bold and upfront along all that, like literally doing sneaky ass shit. Oh, this is a race war, so I'm going to start hanging me some folks or catching people. And, you know, it just feels like that we're in that space where this is not, they could be moving. They're already dumb. Like they're already moving people to support this foolishness. In Indianapolis recently, they literally was arguing about, debating about consent, like taking consent out of sex education. Like, it like literally, Like really, really crazy shit is happening.
A new luxury car is available to rent.
Consent when you're dealing with young women.
Yeah, it's just a,
Places where they don't want to talk. Places where they don't want to talk about consent when you're dealing with young women and their rights. Where are those places in my state? You're insulting our state.
I have two concerns. First one is eliminating consent. I don't understand how we could possibly not agree to consent, to teach that as part of human sexuality, which then again, to the Senator Yoder's point, goes on to the child development side. I'll get to the video in a second. And for the consent, it protects both boy and girl, man and woman. We are talking about teenagers that sometimes don't learn that they can say no. So to me, this is just, we're protecting our youth. And so I need I need an explanation why you would take it out.
Well, again, the school board's local control on that issue. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
We can also do it.
But we're allowed to local control. I really don't have time to go into much more debate.
Who did you consult with?
Nobody come to me as a decision that I made to not have it in there.
And so I'm confused, though, because your expertise is not in human sexuality instruction that I'm aware of. And so I'm wondering, did you consult with any experts about whether or not this is suitable to be removed, especially in a state where right now it's 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 of our teenage girls experience a sexual assault or sexual abuse or sexual harassment before they even leave high school. And so I'm just wondering what experts were consulted with.
Yeah, so I appreciate your concerns. Again, this is a sensitive subject for many. I believe it may be different thoughts in different communities, and this is what the bill does. It leaves, for the most part, local control on making those decisions.
Can you identify those localities where it's a problem to talk about consent? Because I'd like to know. I think the people who live there would like to know whether the issue of consent is somehow debated among men and women in that district.
Yeah, well, I will say I will leave it. Me personally, I want to see it left up to local control on that issue.
Okay, so there must be places where they don't want to talk about consent when you're dealing with young women and their rights. Where are those places in my state? You're insulting our state. Places where they don't want to talk about consent when you're dealing with young.
So do you hear the conversation that they're having about debating why is this actually a debate? Exactly. Like why, how the fuck are we talking about consent in this way? What the hell is going on? That is crazy to me. Like just the fact that we are having this kind of conversation about teenage girls, this is like some Handmaid's shit. And at first people were saying Handmaid's Tale as almost like a joke, but it feels like the beginning when you first watch Handmaid's Tale, where shit was shifting and they didn't know. They weren't taking it seriously until it was too late. I'm hungry. Still. It's not corn. It's just a square. It's just textured. It's soft little textured pillows. Just a square. But I can see how you can. It looks like corn. But why would it have corn?
Looking good, boss.
Let me see.
I'll be here.
Diamond Styles, I'm actually gagging. And so you don't have to worry about blood and violence unless you lose. I feel like I'm serving fried frog legs.
All right, let's talk.
They're moving up the list.
Keep your eyes open.
I reviewed some of my friends' food and it went viral to the point of 10 million, and people were coming up to me trying to pick fights. This world is crazy. I feel like it's on fire over food. I'm of the mindset that if they coming to get me, then it's no reason to leave them here as a witness. Fascists are the cancer cells of capitalism, patriarchy, and white supremacy. Capitalism is a tumor itself. Why would this actually be a debate? Facts. Those motherfuckers are pro-rape. Insanity. Pedo bullshit. Yeah, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. So, and these just feels like conversations that are like, this is crazy. All right. Why? How did we get here?
Places where they don't.
So, how did we get to this place in the world to where we are debating, talking about consent?
Boss at main entrance.
And then it feels like, and tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm in a bubble.
Oh my god, traffic by Galileo Park was awful.
But it feels like the black people are getting caught up in some of the dumbest conversations. I feel like this Houston DL list is going viral in a way that I feel like it shouldn't go viral. Like everybody is fucking talking about it. But I live in Houston. Maybe y'all haven't noticed, but I have. I feel like this Shannon Sharp shit is weird. It's like, dude, are you trying to prove to us that you straight? First, you accidentally released some audio of you fucking Michelle. Now the little white 19-year-old white girl is suing you for $50 million. And you trying your best to prove that this is a shakedown, but you in your 50s, bro. Why the fuck are you? How is it even possible for a 19-year-old to shake you down? Why are you even in spaces with a 19-year-old? And then you niggas will fetishize young girls. Are you too dumb to? You think they really like you? think a 19-year-old really likes a 50-something-year-old man? What level of egotistical delusion do you need to be on to think that a white girl, the young white girls have went viral telling black men that it is not a good look for them to attract black men in their culture. They literally, this girl, she was married to, I think that was her, I think they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And they were in the car, and the white girl was telling this black boy, her boyfriend, that in her social circles, it wasn't seen as prestigious for a black boy to want you in their circles. The black boy, she's explaining it deeply to this black boy, and the black boy says, "Oh, I disagree." How you gonna disagree about her circle of people? You're not even in the club. You wouldn't even know. And you think because they fetishize your penis, doesn't make them look good for having you. It's actually a notch down to their circle. And so, your rich, old, 50-something-year-old self, think a 19-year-old young girl wants you.
Hey sis, how's things? I'm so done.
And don't get me on the disgusting race play shit. Y'all just be letting these white girls call y'all all kind of N-words and put that big black baby in me. And what? Y'all just...
No. No. No.
Y'all are just fucking... Dominique Morgan said recently, y'all are the bed wenches of the community. And I think that is totally true. Y'all are the bed wenches. But instead of it being black women, the bed wenches of the white man, y'all are the bed wenches of... You should be ashamed. And if you're not, cool. But I'm not allowed to give you no sympathy, no empathy when they get you together. When they throw your black ass under the bus, I'm supposed to be like, oh, they're attacking a black man. No. All these white girl, black boy influencers, couples that end in the white girl killing or stabbing or shooting. How many times have we done seen that? They are on the internet being couples in love, white girl, black boy. And then a black boy done had tweets and videos talking down on black girls because he done got his prize girlfriend. And then they kill him. Either his parents kill him or the wife can kill him. Not his parents, her parents kill him, or the girlfriend kill him. Like, And don't let me get on. This is why black men annoy me. Cishet black men.
Let's party, motherfuckers! Yeah!
Because people in their community, we don't let them slide. We don't let them slide. Because we see you for your works. Like Jonathan Major. You on this campaign with no accountability. You haven't taken accountability for your abuse at all. The abuse that happened is not in question. You see what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, we found out that you didn't abuse. We actually found out that you were abusing that white girl. Just because you didn't get charged or you got charged lightly, that doesn't mean the audio came out, the text messages came out. We know that you abused her, but you're admitting it, that it happened. We know that you abused her. So the problem with the situation is that you were an abuser. And anybody who is making it seem like because it's a white girl, we're supposed to give you a pass, I think you're tired of late. He's an abuser. White girl is not. And now you're on this campaign this redemption campaign without any kind of accountability. I hate it. And anybody know me? No, I love Jonathan Major. That is my type down. I was a fan. I was fan of his acting, fan of his fine ass. I was so just a fan. But this whole charade, so disappointing in Megan. Girl, you are weird. You're a fucking weirdo. Because if that wasn't happening, he still would have been dating a white girl. And you come in to save the day, Captain Save a nigga. While he's in the process, while he got caught beating his girlfriend. You are a fucking weirdo.
Jesus, you could have killed me!
And that lack of accountability to spin it back to sinners. The temptation to be bottom of the barrel, black people. Evil bottom of the barrel, black people. Just to be performative. What the vampires represent in the show. I feel like people like Jason Lee, you giving this nigga an award, this performative award. Like, it's like, what of all the actors? This nigga just started getting popping. We just met Jonathan Majors. Because that's what the vampires was tempting them to come. Don't worry about that shit y'all doing. I don't feel like OJ. I feel like Carmelo Anthony is OJ. I think this is about to be an OJ situation. You know how we were invested in the outcome of OJ? There's about to be a reckoning with this Carmelo Anthony thing. Yeah. One of my favorite YouTubers, straight male YouTubers, FD Signifier, he did a video about how people were talking about the black boys not going to college. And one of the points that he was making was every every election, people act like black men are going to vote for Trump or vote conservative, and then they don't. But the gag, y'all, the gag for me is in Texas, they went from 15% going right to 34%. That's a big unusual jump. That's in that non-black minority level of voting for conservative. We used to them being like that, but black men being almost 60%, 34. Black men are usually nationally between 85 and 80% to the left. But in Texas, black men were almost 60. 34? What's that? 65? That's abnormal. That is a big deal and a big shift. So, nationally, it's the same. But in certain pockets of the world, of the states, these niggas are out of their mind. They going out of their mind. So, yeah, I think it's crazy. Make sure you got thumbs up if you're watching. What do y'all think? Let me see, somebody asked something. What are your thoughts on Kanye? My thoughts on Kanye has nothing to lose, and so he is oversharing. I think people were being stupid, misleading what he said about his cousin. I read it as this is a same-sex situation. I mean, not the same age situation. I didn't read it as a pedophile situation. He's telling you he was giving his cousin some head until he was 14. I read it as a same age situation. But people were adding like he was grown. Like he literally said he was sucking his cousin's dick until he was 16, until he was 14. Did y'all see that? Well, you still read it. But I just feel like he don't have anything to lose, so he's just oversharing. Oversharing and yeah, I think it's crazy. Why would he share that? I think he's free, and so he's just talking about it. I think it's attention seeking. I think it's hard for me to say. I just can't see somebody who has paparazzi following everywhere. Just because of who they are as attention seeking. I'm not saying that I just feel like it's more than that because he gets the attention. Like he's Kanye West. He can walk out in a different. He don't need to tell you he's sucking cock to get attention. He can walk out and dress funny and get attention.
Yeah, text me later.
Child, I can't hear nothing you saying.
I think niggas are getting more and more conservative as misguided attempt at survival, and it's sad, and they should be held accountable for things conservative beliefs. We're gonna save them. I don't like how low-key homophobic people are. The story giving that he wore a Klan hoodie on academic show mixed. Yeah, he could do that to get attention. He ain't got it. You see what I'm saying? Like he can do all of that. He knows how to get attention if he want to get attention. But talking about you suck attention for attention, you don't have to do that for attention. So the question is, I don't think it's just attention. I think it's he's becoming more and more free, nothing to lose. He done lost his wife. He done lost his wife. So he's back single, going through a divorce. No. This is him tweeting. It's not an. It wasn't an interview. It was a tweet. He was sharing. He did a song about his cousin, and how they used to experiment and mess around. I don't think that's uncommon.
Give me my fucking car.
Yeah, I don't think that that's uncommon, Kelly.
My car.
Research has shown that homosexual experimentation with the same sex. I don't think that that's uncommon. Boy, so what's going on with you with the circle when you'll try out in my video train? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I just was gagged that the straight people have been talking about it so much. This ain't the first time some shit like this has happened, but for some reason, this particular story has kind of blown up in the straight community. This ain't the first time some shit happened like this. But she just went through her stuff and scrolled. I don't know. It feels weird. I think he's smart, so I know how to. He knows how to garner attention. It will sound like normal trauma. I want to know what is he getting out of it. Like what is coming? Like, and if it's just you don't. Yeah.
I mean, whatever, but damn.
It can't just be, oh, I'm trying to get attention to my music. It can't just be that. He lost his second wife. Yes, she filed for divorce. For what I'm to understand. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like crazy ass fucking times. Like, child, what is happening? Let me see if I can. And it seems like so much shit is going on.
The one and only. All right, let's talk. Stay strapped.
So he's on his rant right now. Like this, he literally posted this 3 minutes ago. Niggas will bag a bitch by saying they got money, then the girls uses that money, and then the nigga says she used me for my money. Which is totally true. It's so funny when they be trying to say, get mad at people using you for your money when all you do is want your money. Anyway. He says in response to somebody, I'm not crazy. I mean, maybe a little, but I mean, I'm crazy enough to say out loud things people may feel but don't want to say. But I can say it. You know, he can say it. He rich.
That is fucked.
He talking shit about Tyler the Creator. I really can't even find it no more. I don't know if he's deleted it or what. Mm. Yeah, I guess he has deleted it. He's still talking about it, but deleted it. Deleted it. But he, whatever that. Well, I just haven't gone far enough. But he's. Anyway, not Miss Shay Shay. Oh, here we go. This song is called Cousins, about my cousins that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self-centeredness, I felt it was my fault that I told him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazine, but the magazine found in the top. So my mom's puzzle was different. My name is G, and I sucked my cousin's cock when I was 14.
Looks like you're almost at the quarry. Merriweather have rented the place to do some tests on the insurgent LAPVs. It's a live fire test, so expect resistance once you engage. Try and hold off engaging for as long as possible, though.
This is so much information on fact.
If you retain control of the situation.
So apparently, we don't know how old he was. Did he say?
These vehicles are fast, armored,
He said he showed. He only talks about the boy's age when it started. The boy was 6, and he says he continued the act until he was 14, which would be 8 years. No, not 8. Oh my God, he was a 6. We don't know how old he was. Do we know?
You haven't said the age, so you don't know what it is.
Now, apparently the song gives more context. I'm going to try to play it. It might be already copyrighted on the list.
Alright, don't play it because they're going to wear my copyright. So.
Get the insurgents and get out of there. Use the mounted machine gun on one of them if you have to. I'll meet you at our safe house on North Columbia Way.
And he goes on a rant about his kids. He said at 10, so he was 10 and the boy was 6, so they were 4 years apart. And so they were sucking each other's cock, or he was sucking his cock till he was 14. So how old was the boy when he was 14? So if he was 6, that's 4 years, so that's 10. So he was sucking until he was 10. Listen. I experiment years. Share this together. And so I remember that situation. She was 12. Tough in the situation, so it's like they weren't going home, but it wasn't age gap.
Yeah, can we hurry this up? We'll have candy, bitch. Ooh. Ooh, I have candy.
I mean, but he never had it though. Like, look at how he talks about him, stuff that he says publicly about him, when it's clear that Kim is holding back, like she's trying to keep it cute, and he's not keeping it cute at all. He doesn't have any regard his children in regards to protecting the public. They never.
Another person who said good things come to those who wait. She clearly did not have access to the internet.
Like
This is the
you can see Kim
90,000 surgeons 10 minutes ago.
like holding back, not wanting to say it. Or just simply trying to keep it real. But he says, why is the celebrity world, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kendrick, Rihanna, Rocky included, Trump, and Elon? Why are you all watching and letting Kim take my kids from me in real time? He want all the celebrities to come save him from himself. Why are y'all watching and letting Kim take my kids from me in real time? Y'all want to say I'm acting out because of things in my childhood, but I don't get to be a dad. As celebrities, we are family in a way. We are all in the same boat. It cuts me to my core that my kids are being indoctrinated to serve ideals to black people, and all these fucking celebrities just get the popcorn. You guys can make a difference. I'm fucking shaking typing this. I've had my rights stripped because I wore a fucking red hat. That's when I had a breakdown and was put in the hospital.
I tell you, we only needed one of these. Other ones are spare.
And then somebody commented, yesterday, I used to suck my cousin dick growing up. Today, why are they taking my kids away? And then they use this meme.
Let's get going. Let's wrap this up.
And then somebody says, man, shut the fuck up and take responsibility for your life. I never seen such a pathetic millionaire. And then somebody says, I'm not sure if it was the red hat or if it was maybe, just maybe, constantly comparing yourself to Hitler. And then somebody else joins in and says, your tweets and actions give Kim's family law attorney all the exhibits they need to argue that you are unstable and parenting time with you is against the best interests of the children. Stop playing the victim and be more responsible. It's simple. Somebody else said, bro, look at your entire actions over the last year. You are not helping yourself. And then here come this dick rider. Ye might just be too sane for a world of insane people. And then somebody says, you told everyone who would listen that you're a Nazi and then went out and told the world you were sucking off your own cousin. Get yourself some help because you have no business being around your kids right now. This is a shakedown, crash out. A shakedown, crash out. I don't understand, child. I don't understand. When he randomly moved to Wyoming. And she randomly followed his ass. Girl, I didn't understand. But that actually is what changed my mind. Well, I knew Kanye was a coon. Like, I talked about this, but there was I don't know if it was Tyra Banks or Katie Couric. Was it? It was somebody. Somebody had a show that they did a sit-down interview with. It was like a talk show. When they first got together, when they first got married, it was him, Kim, and Chris. And they brought him and Kim out first, and then Chris. And it was like a special, like it was an event. And his vernacular had changed into that kind of that coon vernacular, that kind of I want to be white adjacent vernacular. And I hate when people always say, "Oh, me speaking English properly." It's some shit today. They'll when you say they act white or try to be white just for how they talk, it ain't just for how you talk. It's a vernacular. There's tons of black people who speak proper English that you can tell the difference between them and motherfuckers who want to be white. This might be problematic because people like her, I don't. Francesca Ramsey, cool. Like, can't nobody convince me that she's not one of them cool. And maybe not on every level, but I've gotten in situations with her where I'm like, this is a cool. This I don't care where she know how to talk the talk when it comes to certain situations, but that's a cool right there. And people that talk like her, people that it's you can just tell the difference. It's a different vernacular. It is it's just a way that they talk. And when he did that interview, he had switched from however he was talking normally, and then in that interview, I could hear him turning it on. I could hear him code switching, and I was like, "Oh, he really done turned into something to be with this girl." Interesting. I knew that moment. I was like, "Oh, he done sold out." Something has clicked in him. He went from whoever he was in hip hop, whoever that person was that was saying Bush don't like black people, don't care about black people. That person had died when he cooked up with her. That person gone. If it was ever even there, and he just wasn't, and he just was performing for the moment to say something shocking. But definitely, when I seen the interview, I was like, "Oh, this is a cool." This is a cool. This is a cool. What does Umar say? That coon chip activated. That coon chip. I love the shirt. The shirt makes my chips so big.
The candy. Candy girl.
I had a pretty good week. I'm ready to relax for the weekend. here to see what's going on. Last of Us, they done killed a nigga. I'm so gagged this weekend. Handmaid's Tale. I'm like, oh my god, I am so getting my anxiety up. They done killed another people. Yes, I was like, y'all done killed. And then I had to like, oh my god, I can't believe y'all killed Joe. Like,
It's been way too long.
but it was a good episode. That first episode, first thing on that first episode. That second one, I was like, oh, God, surprised that. Oh, gosh. So excited about that. But yes, they said, oh, we're gonna ease y'all in just to set the tone on the first episode. But then on the second episode, we're about to clear y'all out. Y'all done killed Joel. I watched Sinners. Good. I watched it. I love it. I want to get tonight. I want to see it for the second time tonight. I love you.
Candy too. Candy too. Airheads bitch.
I heard Texas. I know that's entertainment. The whose references were spot on singer. I love this new Comcast creation, the devil something. I don't know. On Netflix, the Devil May Cry. I really love that little show. It was cute. Have y'all? You know what I fucking love? I love when something that went on in my childhood. Open Netflix.
So we have watermelon, blueberry, and buttermilk.
Devil May Cry. That's what it's called. Are you ready to leave Texas? Am I ready to leave Texas? No. Do I want to leave Texas? No. But if something happens that lights my fire to leave Texas, I am poor, y'all. I'm not rich. I can't really just afford to get up and move somewhere. I don't have any, I'm poor. Like I got about $20,000 to my name.
What can I get you?
And I don't know. Because I work based on the income that I create. I don't go to work every. Like I don't. It's not like other people where I go to work and make my money every month. That's not really how it works for me. I have to make my money, and so if I don't make no money, that $20,000 has to last me till whenever it lasts me. And I don't know if you know, but $20,000 don't last.
You got cherries.
It don't last so long over time. So I have to make money.
Girl, what's that one?
So just moving somewhere, spending the money to just move, that's a big risk for me because then once you move, like say, okay, I'll move to, and I would have to leave all of my shit, like because that's to move shit to somewhere that's like $25,000. I don't even have enough to do that. So now I move somewhere. How am I going to take care of myself? Am I going to make money when I get there? It's just so much. Especially I move somewhere super, super cheap. Like another thing is, if I move, I want to move out of the country. I don't want to move to another place because other places that are trans friendly are also capitalistic as hell and not pocket friendly. You move to California, they got all the stuff that they get, but fucking they rent it for you.
What is this for, bro? White mystery.
So it's always the give and take of I'll be homeless if I move there because, honey, I can't afford that rent.
White mystery.
Now, if I move out the country,
That sounds
you
like
can
one
move
of them
somewhere that
funny
I can
train
live good
names.
off of that 20,000 for a couple of years, actually. Now, it would be slim pickings. Like, it wouldn't be super, super luxurious. Like, I can go to Vietnam and live off of 20,000.
Oh, shit, it's actually like white.
And live off of 20,000.
Okay.
My homeboy lives in Cambodia, and his rent is $250 in a nice condo. $250 a month in a nice condo. I'm here in a box for $1,600. Yeah, I know. My friend lives in Cambodia, and his rent cheap as fuck. $250.
Better not be coconut.
That's cheaper than my very first apartment. My very first apartment, when I was in my teens, was $315 a month. That nigga is paying $250 a month in Cambodia. Now, the blessing for him is his wife is Cambodian, so she's able to talk to people, blah, blah, blah. But he lives there now.
But not here.
Now, I know him, so he helped me. But
Room in the back or something?
not help me like financially, but help me get my bearings. 250 in 2005, yeah, 25. Yeah, that's so you can go to places where it's super, super.
Come on, all female.
But then I'm gonna be far away. How long?
This is not an offer of employment so much as an opportunity.
We got a few white mysteries. All right, bet we got a few white mysteries. And they know unless we like great.
It's gonna be. I don't know what's gonna happen when I get there, but doubt it. But then I'm to do this event. People are divesting from trans shit, so it's not like tons of opportunities is coming up. You see what I'm saying? It's just the money is getting slimmer, 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 and
You don't remember? Well,
yeah, it's just hard to make the decision to move somewhere.
Self-absorbed man, brilliant at everything he does, yada yada yada, makes you want to puke. He's a goddamn traitor.
Unlimited
I mean, he's a rat, but he pays. Incarcerated for a crime he did commit, but well, let's just say money talks, and he's going to walk. So, we got a few things to get ready, all pretty straightforward. Do them one at a time, but any way you like.
You know,
Standard op for
if I don't make any more money, let's do it. Let's do the calculation. Let's do the calculation.
Transfer schedule and Rashkovsky's car. More on that later. Let me show you. We need a plane to get the professor out of the country. It's currently being used to traffic drugs by a transnational street gang, the Vagos.
I have enough to survive for 10 months. Like if I make no more money. If I just based on the money that I have on my account right now, I get to go to 10 more months. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, February. December, January, February. So I have to go to February. So I would, if I don't make no more money, I would be broke. I would be broke till I'll be homeless February. Of course, you know, I'm a try to make shit shake and, you know.
It's truth. Abbas has downplayed the crime, and some in the French media have portrayed him more as a cheeky anti-hero than a criminal. He's pleaded guilty to armed robbery, but denies kidnapping.
I'm very happy for her. I ask her to forgive me. If she can't, too bad. I'll live with that.
After years of delays, partly because of big cases like the Paris attacks, the trial will open here on Monday. 10 suspects are facing charges of kidnapping, armed robbery, and more. They're not in custody, though, because of detention limits, and many are in poor health. Most say that they will plead not guilty, but if convicted, some of them could face up to 30 years behind bars. Saskia Van Doorn, CNN, Paris.
Thank you for watching. I'm John Forbes, back at the top of the hour with more CNN Newsroom. Please stay with us. World Sports starts after a short break. See you right back here in 19 minutes.
Weight loss medications you can actually afford? Yes. If you qualify at Selfie, providers can prescribe GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy that are 90% less expensive, all 100% online, shipped directly to your door. That's right, GLP-1s for as little as $25 a month, shipped directly to your door. No more doctor's visits and waiting in line at the pharmacy. Just text the word TOOL to 200-300 right now and see if you qualify at Selfie for medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Manjaro, and other GLP-1s for as little as $25 a month. With or without insurance, Selfie makes getting GLP-1 medications affordable and accessible, up to 90% less expensive. Just connect with a Selfie provider right on your phone and get treatment options so you can find the right medication for your budget and your goals. And Selfie is 100% online. No doctor's visit needed or a trip to the pharmacy. So don't wait. Text TOOL to 200-300 to get started with Selfie today. Text TOOL to 200-300. That's TOOL to 200.
Logistics are as yet undecided. Go in how you like, but go in with a good supply of ammunition, armor, and maybe even explosives.
Think of that pan that always stick.
Like I said before, the airfield is under Vago's control.
Hope myself probably dry. Sex work in Cambodia might be very popular.
Rishkovsky out of the country. Limited radar visibility, plausible cover story. It's perfect. Don't let the fact that there are a bunch of angry drug dealers waiting for your factory to go in, or actually do.
I'm 44 now, so that's get me out. So that's February is my birthday. So me being a sex worker in my 40s, kill me. Don't hell let me get about it. It's time for me to go. Me being a sex worker in my 40s.
Some more background on the Vagos. Okay. Globalized, multinational, decentralized criminal network. Their principal interest is in drug trafficking, but they've diversified into mid-level distribution, end-user sales, and trafficking other contraband. You get caught with a kilo of coke, they throw the book at you. You're caught with a quart of capybara semen, it's a slap on the wrist. And the market for large endangered rodent ejaculate is lucrative. Most of the Vagos' upper management, shot callers if you like, are already incarcerated here in the States and throughout Central and Latin America. They run the network on cell phones and it's a relatively flat hierarchy at the top. So if you cut one head off, there's 6 more waiting to bite. Not that I want to dismantle any criminal networks. As you know, I'm a criminal myself. I just like to do my homework. Criminal homework. Prison Angle's gonna help accelerate unballing coke. It's not something that they would do, but it's the kind of thing the authorities
That means you help with the kids, so
which is
I
all
can
that
stay
really
home.
matters. You get me? Okay.
That's safe. He said you're free.
down there. Clear the airstrip before you think about taking that bird into the sky. If the plane gets shot up, we're back to Alpha. Keep it up down there. The more noise you make at the airstrip, the more plausible the cover story becomes.
I knew that was happening.
And the price was down 87%. As you know, the cost of eggs has come down like 93, 94% since we took office, and they're pretty much normally priced now.
The price of eggs isn't down even close to 93% or 94%, nor even 87% since Trump returned to office in January. Let's look at the prices consumers are actually paying. Now, we only have this data through March, but the March data was bad. It showed the national average price for a dozen eggs hit a record high, about $6.23, and that was up 26% from January. It is very possible that these retail egg prices have come down in April. We'll see when those numbers come out next month. But anybody who has shopped for groceries this month can tell you they're certainly not down 93% from Trump's inauguration day, because if they were down that much, eggs would currently be selling for less than 38 cents a dozen. They clearly are not. Now, the White House has been pointing to wholesale egg prices. Those prices are way down since Trump's inauguration, about 52%. That's big, but again, those aren't the prices actually paid by consumers. And of course, 52% isn't 87 or 93%. Now, finally, the president has said repeatedly over the past 2 weeks that grocery prices in general have come down. He said way down in a social media post on Thursday. That's wrong, too. Grocery prices are up under Trump. In March, average grocery prices jumped about 0.5% compared to February. That was the biggest month-to-month increase since the fall of 2022. And average March grocery prices were also up about 2.4% since the previous March. That's the biggest year-to-year jump since the summer of 2023. Now, we don't yet have the April grocery data yet, but in early April, of course, Trump imposed near global 10% tariffs that are certain to further raise the price of a bunch of grocery items. Daniel Dale, CNN, Washington.
Even before the 100-day mark of his second term, it seems Donald Trump is increasingly focused on a possible third term, even though that would violate the Constitution. Apparel featuring the message Trump 2028 is now available on Trump's official retail website. For the record, the 22nd Amendment of the U.S. Constitution clearly states no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. The key word there is elected. That's the get-out-of-jail-free card, apparently. Yeah. The trial for the 2016 robbery target Kim Kardashian set to begin in Paris. In a moment, we'll look at the jewel heist, which rocked the reality star and the grandpa gang accused of taking her jewels at gunpoint.
Weight loss medications you can actually afford? Yes. If you qualify as healthy, providers can prescribe GLP-1 medications like Ozempic and Wegovy that are 90% less expensive, all 100% online, shipped directly to your door. That's right, GLP-1s for as little as $25 a month, shipped directly to your door. No more doctor's visits and waiting in line at the pharmacy. Just text the word TOOL to 200-300 right now and see if you qualify as Zelty for medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Manjaro, and other GLP-1s for as little as $25 a month. With or without insurance, Zelty makes getting GLP-1 medications affordable and accessible, up to 90% less expensive. Just connect with a Zelty provider right on your phone and get treatment options so you can find the right medication for your budget and your goals. And Zelty is 100% online. No doctor's visit needed or trip to the pharmacy. So don't wait. Text TOOL to 200-300 to get started with Zelty today. Text TOOL to 200-300. That's TOOL to 200-300.
A spotlight's powerful beam is designed to be seen from miles and miles away. And now that power can be put in the palm of your hand. This is the brand new Star Patrol Spotlight. Designed with rechargeable LED and laser technology, this light shines a beam that is insanely bright. It can project up to a half-mile away, visible from up high in the sky. Even from atop this skyscraper, it easily lights up buildings from across the skyline. That's over 30,000 candelas of crazy bright light. Pull the trigger again and it converts to a floodlight, turning this entire field from dark of night to super bright daylight. Spot it or flood it. It's your choice. Wow, look how bright this is. Wow. I've never seen anything like this.
Wow, it lights up the whole neighborhood.
It's an advancement in technology combining focused laser beams with LED lights for intense directional light. Oh no, the power's out. Forget weak flashlights. Light up the whole house with one Star Patrol. Noises at night? A regular spotlight can't show much. But the Star Patrol will blind that prowler with fright. Even compared to these two headlights, Star Patrol is up to 4 times as bright. And when you're on a camping trip, it's an essential tool you'll want to have with you every time. Even charge your phone with it. Got car problems? Well, the roadside emergency mode will help alert oncoming traffic. The built-in power bank has ultra-fast USB charging, so it's ready again with hours of battery life. A spotlight, floodlight, emergency light, and power bank could cost you hundreds. Get Star Patrol with all those features and more for just $79.99. Plus, a free upgrade to the Pro Patrol version. The Turbo Boost button will increase brightness by up to 100%. If this isn't the brightest spotlight that you've ever owned, just send it back for a full refund. Due to rising costs and limited inventory, this could be your last chance to order at this price. There's a strict limit of 3 per order. Act now.
Call 1-800-950-3619 or visit GetStarPatrol.com. So call 1-800-950-3619 or visit GetStarPatrol.com now.
Do you have a box of videotapes, film reels, or photos that are degrading? Legacy Box professionally converts them to DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud. Legacy Box is simple and safe, with over 1 million satisfied customers. Visit legacybox.com today to get our $9 offer.
Explore Africa with CNN, where 54 nations create the fabric of this rich continent. This is really complex. Discover business,
economic trends. Clearly, you're seeing something here.
nature, and culture, and the stories shaping Africa today.
Export it to markets around the world. The energy is amazing. Feels so good to be here.
I'm Christiana Wanpour in London, and this is CNN.
On the premiere of My Happy Place,
Back when away from my homeland, and I feel the draw.
Alan Cumming finds joy in the Scottish Highlands.
Such a good girl.
My Happy Place with Alan Cumming premieres Sunday on CNN.
The owner of a Dominican nightclub has admitted tiles often fell from the ceiling before the roof collapsed earlier this month, killing more than 230 people. The nightclub's owner tells a CNN affiliate that plaster tiles had been falling from the ceiling for years, and that includes the day of the disaster. He says Dominican authorities had never conducted a structural review of the 30-year-old Jet Set nightclub, and he never checked on this with private engineers either. In a 2020 interview, Kim Kardashian publicly reflected on the moment she feared for her life, robbed at gunpoint in a Paris apartment. As the long-awaited trial begins, her words underscore the lasting impact of this ordeal. CNN's Kaya Van Dorn has details.
Because I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, what is happening? Are we going to die? Just tell them I have children. Like, I have babies. I have a husband. I have a family. Like, I have to get home.
Kim Kardashian West was held at gunpoint.
He built an empire on fame and luxury. But one night in Paris left scars that lasted years. Now, nearly 9 years later, Kim Kardashian will soon face the men accused of tying her up and robbing her at gunpoint. Disguised as police, they allegedly made off with about $10 million in cash and jewels. The men, most over 60, now nicknamed the Grandpa Gang. 3 of them escaped on bicycles. Kardashian spoke about the violence on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
And he duct tapes my face, I think, like, my mouth to get me to, like, not yell or anything. And then he, like, grabs my legs, and I wasn't, I had no clothes on unders.
But not everyone felt sorry for Kardashian.
You cannot display your wealth and then be surprised that some people want to share it with you.
There's just one expression that comes to my mind: femme fatale.
Journalist Patricia Touranchaud wrote of the robbery in her book.
En France, c'est très mal vécu. In France, it's still very badly perceived when people flaunt their wealth so much. And what was heavily criticized, for example, is Kim Kardashian's selfie. So they knew she had jewelry on her, but she's showing off, and her way of exhibiting her wealth in France is quite insufferable.
That selfie now entered into evidence. According to court documents, the thieves tracked Kardashian's social media and knew exactly when and where to strike. In a strange twist, one of them, Eunice Abbas, has since turned the heist into a publicity tour. Now 70, he wrote a memoir titled I Kidnapped Kim Kardashian and promoted it on French television.
Since his arrest and his imprisonment, he read such nonsense about the case, such violation of privacy, that he felt that he had to speak his truth.
Abbas has downplayed the crime, and some in the French media have portrayed him more as a cheeky anti-hero than a criminal. He's pleaded guilty to armed robbery, but denies kidnapping.
I'm very happy for her. I ask her to forgive me. If she can't, too bad. I'll live with that.
After years of delays, partly because of big cases like the Paris attacks, the trial will open here on Monday. 10 suspects are facing charges of kidnapping, armed robbery, and more. They're not in custody, though, because of detention limits, and many are in poor health. Most say that they will plead not guilty, but if convicted, some of them could face up to 30 years behind bars. Saskia Van Dorn, CNN, Paris.
Thank you, Wolfie. I'm John Walsh, back at the top of the hour with more CNN Newsroom. Please stay with us. World Sports starts after a short break. See you right
across Ukraine. These videos show the unsuccessful attempts of Ukrainian air defense to shoot down Russian missiles, the anchor says. At the moment, there is no specific information about which objects in Kiev were the target. The attacks come just hours before President Trump's special negotiator, Steve Witkoff, is expected back in Moscow for another possible meeting with Vladimir Putin. Witkoff recently telling Tucker Carlson he trusts Russia's leader.
What did you think of him? I liked him. Yep. I thought he was straight up with me. In the second visit that I had, it got personal. The President Putin had commissioned a beautiful portrait of President Trump from the leading Russian artist, and actually gave it to me and asked me to take it home with President Trump, which I brought home and delivered to him.
CNN recently got an exclusive look at that portrait of the Russian artist the Kremlin commissioned to paint it. He said he was told it could help improve U.S.-Russia relations as Moscow remains firmly in control of the pace of negotiations towards a possible ceasefire with Ukraine. The Kremlin saying they want a peace agreement, but on Russia's terms. We and President Putin are in favor of achieving peace while ensuring the interests of our country, the Kremlin spokesman says. This is a mandatory condition. And a senior senator in Moscow tells me Russia's leadership will not be pressured into a deal. Trump has threatened massive sanctions if this doesn't work out.
Sanctions cannot change Russian national interest and our possibility to follow our interests is not possible.
the Russians believe they have a good chance to get their way, both on the battlefield and at the negotiating table. But like at CNN Moscow.
We're at 6 minutes past 8 on a Friday morning in Kyiv, and joining us out live is Inna Spotson, elected member of the Ukrainian Parliament. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning to you.
How would you describe the airstrikes on Kyiv early Thursday morning? What was your experience like? And can you explain how this barrage of Russian missiles has been different to other attacks which have been through and survived?
I've stayed in Kyiv for throughout all the war, as we call it, and this was the most terrifying night I have experienced. I could literally hear the drone flying above my house while I was hiding with my son in the corridor, so that we're not near the windows at least. I could hear very loud explosions, I could hear my windows trembling in the apartment. So that was terrifying. That was the most terrifying experience I have had throughout the war altogether.
Publicly, the Russian president talks about wanting a ceasefire, that he's willing to negotiate, but what he actually does is very different. We saw that Thursday. We now have this statement from the US president calling out Russia for the attack. He acknowledges that, from a Ukrainian point of view, what do you see here is lacking? What else would you like to hear come from the president, the US president?
Well, we appreciate him saying that Putin should stop. The big question is he does not explain what happens if he doesn't stop. So let's say he doesn't stop and he continues that attack. So what will the US do then? Because if that part of the sentence is not there, then for Putin is as good as nothing. He can continue doing what he has been doing, not having any punishment, not having any, nothing changed for him after he launched this terrifying attack on the capital of Ukraine. The statement is good, but it's not enough to change Putin's behavior.
There's sort of been this whiplash, if you like, in Ukraine policy in the White House. There's now a very much pro-Russia president there. How difficult has it been to hear Kremlin talking points coming from Donald Trump, accusing Ukraine of starting the war, while these Russian attacks continue, especially on civilians and civilian infrastructure?
Yeah, that was a very difficult experience, because on the one hand, we do believe that both us and the United States, we do share much more. We do have much more in common than the US does with Russia. As societies, we both believe in democracy, human rights, respect for human dignity. Yet at the same time, we are hearing those basically Russian narratives, the narratives of Russian propaganda coming out of the leaders of the administration in Washington, D.C. And that's something difficult to believe, difficult to accept. And I think people are, majority of people are just angry. They don't understand how is that possible. How is it possible that after 3 years of all the terror we have been through, after all the death and the sufferings that we have experienced, we are being blamed for causing this, for not wanting this to stop, and so on and so forth. Even now, over the last 24 hours, I've read multiple comments on Twitter and other social media from people who are closer to Trump ideologically, all saying that it's all Ukrainians who want this to continue. And it's just impossible to accept that people truly believe that people truly believe that I like hiding in the bathroom or in the corridor, in the shelter with my son when I'm hearing drones flying over my house. It's impossible to believe to what extent Russian propaganda can penetrate even democratic societies. But we still want to be open for dialogue, and we still believe that at the very core of things, we still share basic values together with the Americans.
It has to be stomach churning to read that kind of garbage on Twitter, and other social media platforms. So, for more than 3 years, this war has ebbed and flowed after the huge attack by Russia, and with this very pro-Russian ceasefire proposal now on the table. What is the feeling among Ukrainians about their future?
Well, I think we got used to the feeling of uncertainty. We never know what is going to happen next minute. Literally, the air raid alert might start blaring right now, and I can hear drones flying over my house again. But now we are in a situation of strategic uncertainty. So it's not just military uncertainty. And this is something that is very difficult to live in. People don't understand what is to happen. People understand what our interests are, and our interests are to make sure that we don't end up in a situation where we have this ceasefire for a month or a couple of years even, but then Russia, without any sanctions, will increase its military potential and will attack us again. As a mother, there is one thing I'm scared more than living through this terror right now. I'm very much scared that in a couple of years, when my son is old enough to serve, he will be forced to serve again, because Russia will have military capacity to attack us again in a couple of years.
And the Russians have proved that time and time again that's exactly what they do. Ina, thank you so much for being with us. Please stay safe. I wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
Just got 11 minutes past 7 a.m. at the Vatican, and the doors to St. Peter's Basilica have reopened, allowing thousands more mourners to pay their respects to Pope Francis. They opened at 6 a.m., an hour early. The Vatican says more than 90,000 people have passed by the pontiff as he continues lying in state ahead of his funeral on Saturday.
And now I had the chance to go there and see the Pope. He was dead, but I saw him and I could say goodbye.
It's kind of just a mixture of emotions. I mean, I'm anxious a lot walking in. It's such a surreal place, and it's very holy, and seeing the body and just remembering everything that he stood for is very important.
50 heads of state and 10 reigning monarchs are expected to attend the Pope's funeral. That includes US President Donald Trump, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Security, as you imagine, will be tight. Authorities in Rome say more than 2,000 police will be deployed, including sharpshooters and specialist forces. Those who knew the man who eventually became Pope Francis are reflecting on his legacy. CNN's David Colville reports from his hometown of Buenos Aires in Argentina.
A familiar voice to the world, but deeply personal for Ana Maria Carriaga.
For WhatsApp, no? See, using WhatsApp, which I didn't know the Pope used WhatsApp, but it sent a voice message for Ana Maria.
Ana Maria knew Pope Francis long before he was pontiff. They met through her mom, Esther.
So he was in technical school, and at that time, he was in a laboratory doing work, and her mom was his boss. There was a moment that Pope Francis, as just Jorge Bergoglio, turned in some work, and her mom noticed, well, you did that really quickly. And he said, well, I just copied. They're all the same. And she said, no, take it back. You need to redo it and do it right. And in this way, the Pope is often referred to Esther as the person who taught him work ethic.
The Pope shared that story in his final book, Hope, writing that Esther, quote, taught me to think, by which I mean to think about politics. It was in this back room of Santa Cruz Church that Esther and fellow dissidents, including members of the Mothers of the Plaza de Mayo, gathered to plan political protests during Argentina.
All right, I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
The government's brutal campaign.
Oh, I'm tired.
But in June 1977,
y'all have a good night.
Resistance became personal. Soldiers
I will see y'all later.
Into custody. She was just 16 and 3 months pregnant. Francis would later write, quote, she described how she had been kept in chains, hooded, stripped naked, beaten, her face suffocated by plastic bags, her body burned with cigarettes. 4 months later, Ana Maria was released, but the regime soon turned its focus to her mother. December 8th.
All right. Y'all have a great night. Sleep tight, and I will see y'all later.
They walked out, and as soon as they stepped out,